Look, anyone that's saying I'm late is a liar. It's literally 1 p.m. right now. That's when I scheduled the stream to talk about a topic that I'm very much tired of. But I do think it's very important to talk about it today because, based on what multiple people are saying, some very reliable sources, some very reliable people that have been right a lot, the decision to fire Berhalter or not will be made tomorrow, this Monday, and it should be announced by Wednesday, officially announced. So by tomorrow, on Monday, we might already know the decision because it might leak. But Gregg Berhalter's fate with the U.S. men's national team will be decided this week. The clock is ticking, and it's time to go. It's time to pack your bags and leave. And if they don't fire you, Greg, you should still resign. You should still be a man and accept the fact that you have failed your country and resign. But I doubt Berhalter will behave like such figure. So, going through some updates here, and welcome everyone that made it to the stream. I want to go through some updates of what happened over the weekend, what information has been out, what to expect, and what we can do as fans to continue to put pressure on the federation, which I think there's a lot more we can do, and a lot more has been done this morning. I have tweeted a few things that we can do, and I'll go through all of that. Okay, that's what we want to do today. I also want to go through a clip from Cassie Keller in football. I believe it was in Football Americas with Herc, Casey Keller, and we'll go through that very soon. But let's start with this. So Derek is from the Straight Red Cards. If you guys have been here long enough, you should know who the Straight Red Cards guys are, Derek and Brett. So this is Derek's personal account on Twitter. A friend of the channel, by the way, that I always recommend. So this is what Derek said. He said, so Doug McIntyre has deep connections with U.S. soccer. In other words, Derek is just being nice and saying this guy spits the propaganda that U.S. soccer wants. He does what they want, and he shows for them. And this is what he says. His report with Jimmy Conrad confirms U.S. soccer has not made a final decision on Gregg Berhalter. That will happen on Monday, as I said already. Which, once again, that means, as a U.S. soccer fan, in a very respectful way, please, and I'm going to keep saying this, do not harass anyone in the federation. Do not harass the players. Do not harass them. But show your dissatisfaction in a respectable way. Be respectful. Be respectful. Okay? But show it. Show that you're not happy with this. This is a make it or break it moment for the U.S. men's national team. We're either stuck with Gregg Berhalter till 2026 or he's fired right now. If there is a time for you to be vocal in social media, email the people in the federation, which I'm going to go through a few names very soon. This is the time. This is the time. Tag the sponsors. Tell them you're boycotting them. And I know some people are going to say, don't do that. We're going to go through a clip very soon. They're going to say that, well, you want money to pay the coaches? Then don't boycott the sponsors. Well, guess what? Until Berhalter's out, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. You hit them wherever it hurts. Again, in a peaceful, respectful way. But going back, this is what Derek also had to say based on the clip. He also said that they probably will reach out to Klopp. I heard they have reached out to Klopp already, or they have already talked to some people to talk to Klopp, like Emma Hayes, for example. That's what I heard, that they have Emma Hayes, that she might reach out to Klopp, and they are going to reach out to Klopp, from what I heard, okay? Take it as you wish. And there's also been people that have told me that the federation has reached out to other coaches, which leads me to believe that Berhalter's fired. They have already started reaching out to agencies to talk to coaches to see if they're interested. And then obviously Doug McIntyre goes on and says, more likely be ready to embrace Steve Cherundolo as the new coach. Listen, I'm just going to cut right to it. I will not accept Steve Cherundolo as the U.S. men's national team coach. You maybe wonder, is he better than Berhalter? At this point, anyone is better than Berhalter. Berhalter has to go because we've seen it. Steve Cherundolo, there's some uncertainty, so maybe it can work, maybe not. But I think he's ass. I don't think he's good, with all due respect. And he's also very inexperienced as a coach. The World Cup is 2 years away. We need to get our act together. This is high risk. This is high risk for the U.S. men's national team. This is the biggest World Cup in U.S. men's national team history. I don't want an inexperienced coach that has shown in MLS, in the CONCACAF Champions Cup a few times, how inexperienced he is, or just not good. Either one. I am not for Steve Cherundolo. I've made a video of realistic coaches the U.S. men's national team can sign. You can go watch that video yourself. You can go watch it yourself. Hervé Renard talked about it. Pellegrino Materazzo talked about it. Proven in the Bundesliga. I even mentioned Hugo Perez that's available as a better option than Steven Cherundolo because he at least got shit done with a horrible national team. No offense to El Salvador. I say no offense, try not to offend because I probably already offended. And then I also gave other options. Like, if you're going to go MLS, get Wilfred Nancy. If you're going to go MLS, go Wilfred Nancy. It's him or nobody. Wilfred Nancy or nobody. Not Steven Cherundolo. And perfect timing here for Pete because I already read through this here, Pete, this whole tweet from Derek. And you can give your take on Steve Cherundolo because I'm already said I'm strictly against it.
Yeah, same. Yeah, like Steve Cherundolo is what Gregg Berhalter was when we hired him. A very young, inexperienced coach who has a few years of success in MLS, which we all know is not a serious league. There's no real pressure, very, very little quality. It does not translate to the national game. Could Steve Cherundolo be a good coach one day? Maybe, particularly if he leaves MLS and goes to Europe. He has to prove himself at a level that is realistic, right? But for the most important tournament in American soccer history, we're going to hire Gregg 2.0? No, thank you. They floated this on purpose to see the fans' reaction. Make sure you tell them that is not okay. We are expecting more and we have higher standards. And the fact that we have to tell them this when they're getting paid millions of dollars to make this decision is kind of a disgrace.
100%. And we will go through towards the end of this video more people that you guys can show your dissatisfaction. Again, it's not harassing anyone. You just show we're not for Gregg Berhalter. We're not for Matt Crocker. We're against this decision. Go all in. You show them that way. You don't call them names. You don't threaten any of them. You can even be a little trolly, make fun here and there. I think that's okay. But just try not to harass anyone. And I know a lot of you probably want to, but we're not going to get anywhere doing so. Just
so be specific. Like when you say don't harass them, don't make it personal. Right? Yes. Don't call a board member a shithead, for example.
Don't threaten violence. Don't threaten violence.
Don't threaten their family. Don't make it personal. But you can express anger. Like, it's okay to be like, we are not satisfied. This is not okay. Do the right thing. Like, you can express anger without harassing somebody.
Well, I am saying don't even involve their family. That's the first thing. Don't ever involve their family. Go towards them. You can say that, look, hiring Berhalter was a moronic decision. You can call it a moronic decision. You can call it stupid. You can say you guys were stupid to do so. Don't personally attack them. Don't threaten anyone. Don't go for their family. Leave their family alone. They have nothing to do with this. It's just the people involved. That's it. And show your dissatisfaction and what you're not satisfied about. That is what you should be doing as fans. I'm trying to do as much as I can. Pete's trying to do as much as he can, but us alone, it's nothing. We need the fan base. Everyone has to come together. Sponsors, boycott them, tag them, show them that you keep this guy. It will affect you. We don't like it. That's what it is.
That's the main thing, is really to show the financial repercussions, because that's what they fear the most, right? They've already proven they're not interested in growth or progress or accountability, but they're scared of money. So when you talk to them, whatever, email them, quote them, make sure you tell them the financial repercussions. And guys, it's working. Matt Crocker deleted his LinkedIn for a reason. Okay. He deleted it for a reason. And this was the guy who said, I don't have social media and I don't care what they think.
And that guy's from Wales, the country. Wales, the country. In USMNT Corner, another account that I recommend you guys follow, posted this, and I thought it was a very good tweet that he posted. So Casey Keller, had a short segment there on Fútbol Américas. He's been like this for most of the part, Casey Keller, to be fair. And he made a statement. We're going to play it here. Me and P will react to it. And U.S. Soccer Corner, congratulations also for calling out this bullshit. Congratulations. Thank you very much. I don't know if you're watching Caleb. I believe his name is Caleb, actually, that runs that account. Congratulations. He said, until he's fired, we will boycott the sponsors. 100%. We will continue to tag them. We will continue to boycott them. We'll make sure they know. If he's kept, we will continue to boycott them even more. Yes, that's how things work, and that's how the fans will be heard. And then USMNT Corner put out a good point. If we move on, everyone's going to celebrate with Truly Seltzer and Jim Beam. Jim Beam is the beer brand, right? I believe so.
Whiskey.
Whiskey. Sorry. See, that's how much I drink alcohol. I don't know. And yes, if there is it's fired, hey, we'll prop up the sponsors. Once
Yeah.
Berhalter's out and we hire a good coach, we'll prop up the sponsors. Until then, they will be boycotted. And this is what Casey Keller had to say at Futebol Americas.
Something tells me change is on the horizon.
Should the Federation, Casey, listen to the fans?
I think the fans always have a voice. There's no question. But, the powers that be get paid to do their job. And their job can't be solely influenced by what somebody says because of a statement on social media. So, and also, if you want more money for that next coach, you probably want to support the sponsors.
Imbecile, Muppet,
Yeah.
idiot.
Muppet. Shill.
Idiot.
Shill. That's
Shill.
a complete shill statement.
Show. That's not how it works, man. The sponsors sponsor sponsor U.S. Soccer to get the eyeballs of the fans. If we show that, first of all, let's just make one thing clear. This is a load of shit, because let's just start with this. If we protest and boycott the sponsors, they're not just going to cut the contract of the federation right away. They're just going to demand change.
Yeah.
And once change happens, the fans will actually support the sponsors even more.
Yeah.
If that happens, we'll support it even more. I'll gladly even promote them. I'll assume they played a role, even if they did or not. This is a complete shill on ESPN, complete shill for the federation. I don't know what this guy's trying to do. Well, not this guy, former U.S. men's national team player right there.
That's the thing. All these great players who have represented our country retire, turn around, and start licking boots for a paycheck, because that's the only thing they know how to do. Honestly, that's what happens.
And finalizing his clip.
Probably don't want to boycott them. I'm just saying that might be a short-sighted view. But but for the most part, yes, fans are a huge part of any club.
Fans are not a huge part of any club. They are the only part. If there is zero fans, you know how much these players get paid? Zero. It's the fans that fund everything that happens. That's what people don't get. They're going to say, hey, it's not the fans that fund. It's the TV revenue and the sponsors. Idiot. Guess where that comes from?
Yeah.
They're getting the eyeballs of the fans. It's all about the fans.
Are the stakeholders of the game, period. U.S. Soccer wants you to forget this. They want you to forget this, that when they try to, in the media, when they try to shit on you as a fan, we are the stakeholders of the game, and it's time they be reminded of that.
They have no power. It's only the fans. If no one watches the national team, there's no sponsors. There's no revenue from the stadium. There's no TV revenue. There's nothing. The fans are what makes it happen. It's where the revenue comes from. And then when Mr. Weston McKennie comes overweight into camp and then complains that stadiums are not full, where he can't even do his professional job, right? His actual job, which is to represent the country, be in shape, and he was not. I don't want to hear it. This is not fat shaming, body shaming. We've seen Weston McKennie in shape. If we haven't seen that before, and that was his body type, I would be defending Weston McKennie. But we have seen Weston McKennie at his best. That was not it. And then he goes and complains about fans. And then this guy, well, Casey Keller, not this guy, U.S. men's national team legend right there, also attacking the fans. It's always the fans. It's never the federation. It's never Gregg Berhalter. Don't boycott the sponsors. How are we going to pay for a new coach? Well, guess what? Last time we didn't boycott the sponsors, did they hire a better coach? Did they, Pete?
No.
Yeah, so it's not the boycott that's the problem.
Also, I think it is interesting that he brings this up about, maybe Herc brought it up, I don't know. But did Herc bring it up? The sponsors thing?
I didn't see the whole. Let me play it again.
Something tells me change is on the horizon.
Should the Federation, Casey, listen to the fans?
No one asked that. They just asked fans.
The fact that he brought up the sponsors means U.S. Soccer is scared of that, right? They tell these guys what to say. They tell them. They put little, like, why do you think Doug McIntyre went out last night and was like trying to push for Cherundolo? The fact that he's like, don't boycott the sponsors, that means U.S. Soccer is quaking in their boots. They're there going, oh shit, our sponsors. I'm telling you, that's what they fear the most. The little money train.
So just to add, it seems like he did in the full episode, not in that specific side, but he did at some point. Okay. Regardless that he mentioned it, Casey Keller didn't have to talk about it there. The question wasn't about the sponsors. The question was about, should they listen to fans? Right. And then Casey Keller brings up the sponsors.
Yeah.
And I'll just say once again, you can be a U.S. men's national team legend. I really don't care. If you are acting as a shill, we will call you out. We will be, even sometimes I will be a bit disrespectful. That's how I am. And feel free to be disrespectful back. I don't really care. I'm not soft. I'm not going to block anyone. I'm not going to also delete my LinkedIn account. Not that I even have one. So if anything, the softness of these guys is astonishing to me. It's the softest federation or sports organization in the United States of America. It's the most. I watch other sports in the US and people demand more. There's actually the so-called toxicity in the other ones. It's unreal for me. And I'm going to say it again. Continue to tag and boycott the sponsors. Do not let them trick you into stopping it. That is a lie. Do not listen to them. And again, once Berhalter's out, we get a good coach and everything, promote the sponsors. Show them you're supportive of it. The same way you attack, we're going to keep saying this, me and Pete. When the Federation does something wrong or they're doing something like that, or like Casey Keller's like defending them, attack them, show them you're dissatisfied. Now, when they do something right, recognize it, promote them, say, good job. We like to show them that you're happy. It goes both ways. It's not just attack, criticize. When they do something right, we should praise them. So they know it's like, oh, okay, everyone's with us now.
For example, if they hire Klopp, I'm not sure they will, but let's say that US Soccer hires Klopp. I will buy the latest national team jersey, as hideous as it is. I will buy it, the blue, orange, white one, and I will go live on stream wearing it, holding a Truly seltzer while shopping online for a new AT&T phone. So I'm wearing a Nike US Soccer jersey. Truly, I can't buy a Volkswagen. I'm sorry, Volkswagen, I love you, but I'll do what I can to promote the sponsors if they go and get the right guy and fire Berhalter.
Yeah, I'll do the same. I'll buy a jersey. Maybe I'll do a jersey giveaway even to buy an extra one. Support them. Tell more people to watch games. Even tag the sponsors like I did criticizing them, and even
Tag
say
them and thank them.
Thank them. Assume they did. We're going to do all of that. Everyone, if you could kindly hit the like button, get it to 500, 600 likes, whatever you can get, because the more likes you get, the more YouTube pushes this video. And then we get more U.S. men's national team fans aware of the situation, aware of what they can do to help fix this. We have a World Cup coming up in less than 2 years. This is a make it or break it moment. If Gregg Berhalter stays, the excitement will go away. We're going to be shit in the World Cup. If you haven't noticed, we got grouped in the Copa America with a worse group than we'll have in the World Cup. So that is the one thing. I'm not saying that we're going to get Klopp like Pete said, but we need to get the best possible coach that we can within our reach. If it is money-wise or a coach that wants to, because you could have the money and Klopp could still say, don't feel like it. But I want to put this here real quick because I think that we're giving a lot of heat to guys like Matt Crocker, as we should. And he deleted his LinkedIn page. Daniel Smith is another account I recommend following. And he put it on Twitter. Matt Crocker deleted his LinkedIn page. Matt Crocker is the guy that allegedly also said that he doesn't have social media. He doesn't care what people says. Doesn't care about the hate. Well, clearly he does care, because otherwise he would have just kept the LinkedIn. So I wanted to show that real quick. But I do think very often a lot of the people in U.S. soccer don't get the criticism they deserve to get, which are the board members. And I want to go through a few board members. And once again, do not harass any of these people. Just show your dissatisfaction. Show what you're unhappy with, what you're angry about. Do not even mention their family members. I am seriously asking everyone this right now. No harassing family members. Don't shit on them like relentlessly. That's not the goal. Show them what you're dissatisfied, but you can show emotion like Pete said. You can be angry. That's okay. Try to be respectful. But again, U.S. Soccer term for members of the board. So the board has the president that can go up to 3 terms, the vice president, athletic council representatives. They have no term limits. USSF CEO secretary, which is JT Batson at the moment. Independent directors, they have 3 terms. And then there's a few that are up to 8 terms, unless it's a member of an employee or organization. So the adult council representative, at-large representative, pro council representative, and youth council representative. I think that's where Don Garber falls, MLS commissioner. He's been there for 13 terms. 13 terms, Don Garber. Okay, just to make that clear. But we can go through the names. Cindy Parlow-Cone, U.S. Soccer president. Many have been tagging her on Twitter, so she's probably very aware of the dissatisfaction. Continue to do so. Continue to show her you're not happy. Cindy Parlow-Cone. She has, or she should have a lot of power. Am I right or not?
Yeah, her and JT should have a lot of, so technically the board is going to have to vote, and it's going to be a Matt Crocker recommendation about what to do. That's the
Mhm.
reality. But if the president and the CEO are both saying, hey, we think this guy should go, they have a lot more sway.
Okay. And then we're going to go through a few others here because I think it's important to know. Since the board is going to vote, we should be demanding, tagging, and showing everyone from the board what's going on, what we're thinking too, the sponsors that we're boycotting, all of it. And we go to Twitter and we tag them and let them know. Cindy Parlacone has been tagged enough. The vice president is Nathan Goldberg Crinier. And I actually shared him today on Twitter. I wasn't very harsh on him for one specific reason. After doing some research, he was elected or chosen to be the elected, right, to be vice president in January of 2024. And I think he took over in like February or so. So he was there after Berhalter was hired. And I want to give this guy the benefit of the doubt to do the right thing. He just took over. He wasn't there when Berhalter was hired the first time. He wasn't there when he was hired the second time. And for that reason, I want to be respectful to him and give him the benefit of the doubt. I believe he'll do the right thing. But again, guys, I put it on Twitter, and you guys can look up his name. Be very nice and respectful to him because he was not there in the first hiring process or the second one. But let him know. Let him know. Tag him and show him. Be nice to this guy because this guy definitely was not there in the first two processes, okay? But going on, Pete, who else we have? We have JT Batson. This guy, everyone has let him know for sure that they're dissatisfied with Gregg Berhalter. He's on Twitter. He definitely knows, but you can keep tagging him and showing him.
Keep going. Keep going. Until that announcement is made, do not let up.
JT Batson, the CEO. And then going on, we have the Adult Council representatives. Fritz Marth, okay?
New guy.
You guys can just, it's term one. Again, we don't know how much these guys participated in the Berhalter saga. This is his first term. We don't know where they stand. So be nice to a lot of these guys. Besides two names that I'm going to mention that have been there for a long time, and you can be a bit harsher with them. Fritz Marth, we don't know where he stands. But if you find him on Twitter, tag him and just say, hey, Berhalter out. We're not happy with it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but again, we don't know if he participated on the hiring process. This is one that you could be harsh on. Not disrespectful, not harassing him, but John Mota. He's in his fifth term. Okay, so this guy's been around for over a decade. He was also apparently like the vice president of U.S. Soccer in 1998 and 2000. That's when Don Garber became the commissioner, for example, of MLS. This guy has been around for quite some time. Yes, Pete. Allegedly. And then he also was in Berhalter's first hiring process. Clearly, it's his fifth term. He was in Berhalter's rehiring. Now, did he support it or not? Well, I don't know, man, but you tell me. What does it look like?
All but one member confirmed. Okay, all but one board member voted to keep Berhalter in this last rehiring process. I don't think it was John Mota.
No, maybe he probably wouldn't be there if he voted against it. So John Mota, and I actually tagged him on Twitter. I quote tweeted him so you guys can show him your dissatisfaction. Because these guys from the board, no one fucking knows who they are. So they never get any pressure, any accountability. Show them that you're dissatisfied. Show them like, listen, we're not happy with your work. You're no longer forgotten. We know who you are. We're not happy with your work. Do something for the best of U.S. soccer. That's another guy. Then you have John Collins. He's term number one. So once again, anyone that's term number one, we will give them the benefit of the doubt. All right.
He's an ex-lawyer.
Yeah. So John Collins, he's in the board. And I think it's worth showing him that we're not happy with Berhalter. But everyone that's in term one, I would be extra nice to them. Very extra nice because we don't know. We don't know. Maybe they're already with us. They don't want it. I might be being too nice, but I'm going to choose to go that. Chris Arons. Is that how you pronounce it? Well,
Arons,
I don't know.
I guess, yeah.
Arons. He is on his second term. Was he supportive of the first one? I don't know. But again, these guys that just got there, show them that you're dissatisfied. The other one is Dr. Nelson Akwadi. First term. Once again, first termer. Be nice to them, but please show them that you don't want Berhalter. Just maybe just write, if you find their Twitter or anything, just Berhalter out. That's it. That's enough for them to see. I can't say the same about Jean Mota.
Wait, this guy works at Boeing. Hang on.
Wait, what?
Look at the second one. He works at Boeing as the site leader and operations superintendent. Why are all these non-soccer people on the board? The guy works at Boeing, and we know what's happening with Boeing these days.
Hey, I don't want to talk about that, dude. I don't want to drop that out of nowhere. Let's cut
I'm
that
just
off. I don't
saying-
want to
I'm
talk.
just
We're not
saying,
talking.
This
We're
guy
not
doesn't
saying,
like whistleblowers. Maybe we should all be whistleblowers now.
I will not talk about Boeing, man. I value my life here. Allegedly. Allegedly everything. Come on. We're not trying to die for this cause here, man. Pete, you're walking a fine line there. Sean Boyle, Boyley, I guess. Boyley,
Sean
whatever.
Boyle from Ireland.
I don't know, man. But he was in the board of directors. So he was named board of directors in December of 2021. So he was there for the rehiring of Gregg Berhalter.
Mm-hmm.
He was there. Whether he agreed with it or not, we don't know. But there's another guy, even though it's his first term, again, giving the benefit of the doubt, but show them that you're not happy. Whitney Ingen.
What's so interesting, Tack, is all these people are like money people. Like Sean Boyle worked at MasterCard as a financial inclusive candidate, or whatever that says. So it's funny, like there's very few soccer people. There's a lot of money people.
Mm-hmm. Then we got a U.S. women's national team player here. I don't know. Well, I'm assuming her vote is also for the men's national, right? It's all of them, women's and men's program. So again, former player in the board, Cassidy Leak. So she was from the U.S. Paralympic. Again, more members of the board. Lori Lindsay. They might play a bigger role in the U.S. women's national team since they're former players there and they were involved. But again, they do have a vote on this.
That's the thing. They vote on this stuff, so they all have to be accountable.
Danielle Slatton. Danielle Slatton is another one here too. Played for the U.S. women's national team in the early 2000s. Also a member of the board. Independent directors. I don't know what they mean by independent directors. I don't think anyone here is truly independent. But
dude, Ernst & Young, look at this. He's a partner at Ernst & Young. This guy's a financial advisor. There's a lot of money people on this board.
It's also that also explains why U.S. soccer is so corporate. Super corporate. Juan Uro, term number one. Juan Uro, a partner of Ernst & Young with deep expertise in corporate strategy. Oh, great. That's exactly what we need in U.S. soccer. That's exactly what we need in U.S. soccer. More corporate strategy. How to grow the profit. This is their strategy. How do we get less clients but make more money?
Well, they're not making money either. I'll tell you that right now.
Yes. But going on, let's go on. Mark Johnson and financial executive, another finance guy.
Astra Capital Management. Jesus. Like, again, look at it. It's a bunch of
Is U.S.
like
soccer a soccer
Finance
organization
Bros
or are we a
this is.
bank? Are we just a bank?
A bunch of New York finance bros is what these guys are, man.
Patty Hart. Patty Hart has served as the Chief Executive Officer of International Game Technology since April of 2009. What the heck is International Game Technology? Oh, boy. So this is what's wild to me. I'm just going to say it. These people have a say on the hiring or firing of Gregg Berhalter, which is strictly a soccer decision. Sure, now it became also a business decision because you can lose money if you rehire him. But it is a soccer decision. It's people knowing based on data, analytics, and the eye test, results driven, if this guy's a good coach or not. These are the people making that decision. You know what's crazy about this? It's almost as if like me or Pete had to decide on who would be, not even that, because we're at least sports guy. But imagine if we had to decide the national team coach of basketball. I'm pretty sure we would be bad at it. Or I would probably just ask a friend that knows, like, hey, who do you want? Phil Jackson? Oh, we'll get Phil Jackson. Oh, you want Popovich? We'll get Popovich. And another one, like I'm just going through this. Jessica Berman. Jessica Berman is the commissioner. Okay, so she's from the National Women's side, the NWSL. It's the Professional Women's League. So it just goes back to one thing. I want to say I personally don't think anyone that's in charge of any of the professional leagues in the U.S. should be in the board of U.S. soccer. Because what happens is you go manage your league and you go do the best you can to make your league more profitable, bigger. You do the best you can, whatever way you want. and it's up to U.S. Soccer to regulate that, right? U.S. Soccer is like the government. Let's say Tim Cook, the Apple CEO, was a member of Congress. Would no one have issue with that? They would have issue with that, right? You can't. Is there even a law? Probably there's a law that prohibits that. I'm not the right guy to go that. But to me, this is a conflict of interest. And since we're going to criticize Don Garber, it's the same thing applies to her. And going on here, let's go down. Who else is here? There he is.
Bro, the man himself.
Our favorite, Don Garber, 13 terms. 13 terms, the commissioner of MLS. And again, if the board is going to vote or have a say, that means he has a say in the national team coach. He should go run MLS and make MLS as profitable, as big, as rich as he can, while U.S. Soccer regulates it without his fucking opinion. I just don't get it, man. And then Amanda Vandervoort, which is from USL. And people are saying, oh, you're attacking MLS. Same thing with USL. They shouldn't have a voice in this, in the national team. They shouldn't have a voice. They go run USL, and U.S. Soccer will regulate it. She shouldn't be here either. First term. And then youth council representatives, Mike Kulina, Rick Buitweg, Todd Lockhart. They don't really say anything about Todd Lockhart here. So those are the board members. Those are the board members that no one really knows, no one really talks about. Don Garber, by a landslide, has the most terms right there, 13. The second largest term is the John Motta guy that has 5 terms. And these guys are the ones that are making decisions in U.S. Soccer right now. These are the ones that are, essentially running soccer in this country. And I think that's all. All I wanted to say is, everyone, me and Pete are doing the best we can on Twitter to put pressure, doing it in a respectful way, show them you're dissatisfied. The decision will be made tomorrow on Monday. Maybe it'll leak, but officially it's expected to be out by Wednesday. We're going to keep everyone informed here at Tactical Manager TV and at 11 Yang, so keep an eye out for both channels. It can be a video, a stream. Sometimes we'll be live on Pete's channel. Next one will probably be me and Pete on Pete's channel. This one's here. We're going to go back and forth, and we're going to keep pushing. Don't give up. Keep pushing. We're going to go quickly through the super chats. Is there anything that you want to say, Pete? I didn't go through any of the super chats. I'm going to go through.
I would just say, some of these guys might be hard to find, but the 2 that Tack posted on Twitter, the vice president and what's his name? The steak dinners guy?
John Mata?
Yeah, Mata. Those 2, he's already quote tweeted, so you can find them on Twitter very easily. Mata especially has been there for a long time and was involved in a lot of these decisions, so feel free to go after him. But don't forget to keep tagging the sponsors, JT and Cindy. Those are the guys they need to walk into that meeting. In the words of Jesse Marsh, they need to feel us, right? They need to feel us. They need to walk in that meeting with the feeling of how angry the fans are on their shoulders. That they should be terrified of keeping Gregg Berhalter, honestly.
Because of the financial, not because of violence, for crying out loud.
No. Terrified because of the financial consequences of what keeping him could mean. This fan base has never been so united, right? Soccer dads, shills, MLS, well, not shills. Even some shills have turned on Berhalter. Right?
I would say Alexi's a shill, and he's turned on Berhalter.
Joe Lowry, a shill, right? So there are a lot of people that have turned. Doug McIntyre, Jeff Carlisle, a lot of them turned on Berhalter. But they need to feel us, right? And this fan base, the American Outlaws turned on him. All the supporters groups, all the fans, MLS stands, soccer dads, everybody's against Berhalter now. We've never been so united. It's kind of nice, actually, to see the fan base this united.
And if we get Klopp, everyone will be super united. We're going to hold hands and sing Kumbaya together, Pete.
It's going to be a big Kumbaya fan base.
S27, we're going to go through the super chats and close the stream. S27 saying, so the leadership council kicked out Brooks. What the F? So I saw that Derek from Straight Red Card said that. I haven't spoken to Derek to truly get the facts straight of what happened. So I have no comment. Do you have anything to say about that, Pete? I don't have any comment.
Know. I haven't heard that. Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't talked to Derek about it. The Ski saying, keep grinding, Tack. Once Berhalter's rehired, we're all going to take a long break. If he's rehired, there's going to be a lot of issues in terms of audience for U.S. soccer in general. A lot of people are going to tune out, unfortunately. And me and Pete will have to rethink it, even though I feel like we don't want to quit. We want to keep putting pressure on the federation for whatever that's worth, but there's limitations of how much we can do. Jeff Carey saying, my back is killing me. I spent hours helping Tack move this week. The good news is that his place has a great jacuzzi, and Tack was very thankful. He gave me a deep tissue massage in the jacuzzi. None of that happened, Jeff, but thank you for the super chat. None of that happened. Tony Masters saying, we need a coach to keep players competing for a roster spot, not just for a position. Not a friendly homie, kiss my boo-boo coach, Greg out. Exactly. We need a coach that the players are uncomfortable with, that they respect, and not players that just push. Like Tyler Adams, for example, can go a full year without playing. He'll press Gregg Berhalter, and boom, he's starting.
Yeah.
Anthony is saying, hear me out. If the United States should get someone as a quick fix and then be done after 2026, for me, it's John Herdman. After the 2026 World Cup, get someone better. I think we need to get the best one for the 2026 World Cup. I do think John Herdman is better than Cherundolo, better than Berhalter, but I think we can do better.
Also, the problem is he just signed with Toronto less than a year ago, so you would have to pay off a longer contract to get Herdman. That would be the issue.
Tawny Masters saying, can I call Gregg Berhalter a bullshit artist? He's a fraud. You can. I've called him an imbecile. So, yeah, you can. That you can do that.
U.S. Soccer told us it was going too far to call him a moron, remember?
Yeah. Well, if you don't want to be called a moron, my recommendation is don't be a moron.
Yep.
That's my number. That's like the one way you don't get called a moron is by not being one.
Honestly, I think moron is kind. I think moron is very kind to Berhalter, actually.
Yeah, we'll keep it at moron, though. Pete imitating Matt Crocker's accent is hilarious. Yeah, Matt Crocker.
I don't even know if that's what he sounds like. That's just my generic Brit.
I only heard him say process multiple times.
And sophisticated process.
Process. Matthew Dominguez saying they want a coach to live in Chicago, but Crocker's in the United Kingdom. Yeah, well, we don't know where Crocker is, so I'm not going to comment on that. We've heard, I think Eric Wijnaldum said he was in Europe. And Eric Wijnaldum also said Berhalter wasn't going to leave, and then he changed, said Berhalter was going to leave. So I don't know if Crocker was in the U.S. or not. We don't know. Power of Music saying boycott USA sponsors, support Tack and Pete sponsors. Guys, support everyone here. I'm just saying boycott the sponsors. If you want to support us, that's fine. You can hit the like button in the video. That's a great way to support us, because then this video gets out to more people and we get the message to more U.S. soccer fans. S27 saying all these finance guys and the Fed is still broke. Yes, everyone, we went through the entire board. If you just arrived in the stream, just go back. We went through the entire board of U.S. soccer, a bunch of finance guys. We went through all of them, and they're the ones essentially voting on who will be the next U.S. men's national team coach. Zachary Johnson saying we need to drain the swamp. It's a bit more complicated than that, because how do you drain that swamp? Happen is saying Klopp is apparently the fan favorite right now, as he should be. With how little time national teams have to introduce systems, is Klopp really the right fit? Could he adjust? I think he's a smart guy. He knows his shit. I would 100% get behind Klopp, and I think he would figure it out.
Also, he's not like Pep Guardiola. He has his system, yes, but he's not a control freak like Pep Guardiola. He's not. No,
and Klopp is very smart, a very bright soccer mind. He's not Gregg Berhalter. I don't think he'll be stubborn. He'll figure it out. If he accepts the job, he'll know what to do. Gunnar Stahl is saying USSF covers the sport in general. You're going to have reps from pro leagues. Otherwise, they won't follow your rules and guidelines. Same as our government. Well, if they don't follow the guidelines and the rules of U.S. soccer, you desanction them. They have to.
That's the thing is like, listen, Don Garber tells them we're not participating in Open Cup, and they go, okay. So they don't follow their rules and guidelines anyways, right? The corruption is very clear. Remember Open Cup? MLS said, we're not participating. What did U.S. Soccer do? They bent over and presented. They were like, okay, no problem. So, no, defending having these guys on the boat, it's not okay.
Guys, sanctioning MLS would have major consequences for the league. For starters,
why is the USL president not on the board?
He is. Not the there is a USL representative. There is
but he's not the commissioner, right?
No, but I think all of them should be removed. I don't think any of them. Like U.S. soccer is supposed to regulate the leagues. The leagues are supposed to take care of the leagues. They're not supposed to have a say there in U.S. soccer. If they don't follow the rules, they get desanctioned. If they're desanctioned, then other leagues in the world can't sign players for their league through transfer fees. You can't pay the transfer fees. They can't play in FIFA international competition. They can't play in CONCACAF competitions. the consequences are huge. I'm sorry. Like, if they don't follow it, that's what happens. The ex-Falcon saying, this is so-called leadership committee, Pulisic and Adams. They wanted Gregg Berhalter back and voted Brooks out of the team in the World Cup. Okay, listen, ex-Falcon, we don't know if they voted Brooks out of the national team. Derek said that. I haven't spoken to Derek to know where he got that from, how factual it is. We trust Derek, but we don't know that. I'm not going to comment on that. Now, the leadership committee getting Gregg Berhalter back is 100% true. They've endorsed him publicly. And here's the thing. Once we get a new coach, preferably a very good coach, the pressure's on the players. Because you suck under Berhalter, we're putting it a lot on Berhalter. You suck with the new coach, that's mainly on the players. It'll be a make it or break it for the players. It'll put pressure on them. They will be held accountable for that, the players too. And yes, Pulisic and Adams, what happened in the Copa America, we can blame Tim. Well, Tim Way also endorsed Berhalter. It's a lot on them. They wanted him back.
Yeah, they endorsed him, and they even attacked people who didn't want him back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pulisic called us haters for not wanting him back. After right now the focus is Gregg, but I do think we will talk a little bit about these players' performances in Copa America once this is settled. Because I do think they need to feel the heat a little bit. They escape a lot of pressure.
Because right now we need Gregg to go. Then we'll talk one problem at a time. Jeff Carey, thank you, saying love you both. Thank you, Jeff Carey, Spicy Jeff. P. Morton is saying 89% of this board puts raisins in their potato salad. Is that what does that mean? Like, I know what it means to put that in potato, but what does it mean? That they're soft?
I don't know. I guess. Or they like sweet. I'm not sure what that insult is, P. Morton.
Or they have
Maybe
that taste?
Niche insult that we're not aware of.
Josie33 is saying, is Steve Cherundolo an upgrade? I think look, over Gregg, I'll take him because Chief Cherundolo is at least uncertain, but that's not the right option. That's not the best option. Far from it. Legit Meat is saying, I heard JT Batson is trying to make a splash higher. I heard the same too.
I heard the same. I heard that actually when the whole Open Cup thing went down, JT was the one person that wanted to stand up to Garber, but the board overruled him. That's what I heard.
Okay. I didn't know about that, but I did hear that JT Batson wants to make a impactful signing, which would be Klopp. If you get Klopp, I'll get behind the Federation. I'll defend them, everything. Klopp is completely different.
Yeah.
Zachary Johnson is saying, so you're saying there's corruption through the player base. They're all cahoots for their spot. I wouldn't call the players corrupt. I think it's more of like self-interest of like being more they said it themselves that they're too comfortable with Gregg Berhalter. They said it themselves. I don't think there's any corruption between the players. I just think it's self-interest, selfish, and a lot of them are being cowards. I think that's the word, not corruption. I don't see it that way. And just to close the stream, last super chat, Craig is saying full reset is what U.S. soccer needs. It's not going to happen, a full reset. It's not going to happen. The best we can do is get rid of Berhalter for now and go from there. Build upon that. And everyone, if you want to go through the details, rewatch this stream if you missed it. We went through the current situation of when Berhalter will get announced to be fired or not, when the decision will be made, who makes those decisions and all of that. And we're probably going to go to 11 Yanks at some point tomorrow or here. We're going to be in both channels covering all of this in one way, shape, or form. Yode's saying, do you think we would have made it further with Jesse? I think we would have gotten out of our group with Jesse.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too.
But everyone, that's all for today. Drop a like before you go. Keep the pressure. Don't quit. Keep fighting, and it'll all turn out to be good at the end. I think at the end, the fans will win. U.S. soccer will win. A victory for U.S. soccer is a victory for the fans. Thank you for watching, everyone. Don't forget to go follow Pete and myself on Instagram and Twitter because we will continue to pressure the Federation. And if you missed the stream, just go back and watch it. All right? See you guys soon. Continue to do the good work that all of you are doing. All right? Bye.